So, did you like my first video? I'm assuming so because you clicked on my second. Thanks for giving me a second chance. Or maybe you just stumbled across this video, in which case, hi, my name is Ellen and I make guitar tutorials right here on YouTube. And welcome to my beginner series. Make sure if you haven't seen the first episode to click right here to start from the beginning so you don't miss a thing. So let's grab our guitars and get started. In the first episode, we covered the basics of how to tune your guitar, but if you need more explanation, click on this video I have right here, which goes into super detail on how to do it. Today I'm going to teach you another chord which we can use to unlock even more songs to play by the end of this video, so make sure to stay tuned to see what those are. Do you want to know the secret ingredient to what will help you become a better guitar player? Come closer. Oh! Wait, come back. You can also use this guy. This is going to be your new practice buddy, the Metronome. Now what I have in my hand is a physical metronome, but there are plenty of free apps you can download as well. Isn't technology great? I'll link some of my favorites below, so make sure to click open that description box. So what is it? Basically, it's a device that clicks to the beat so that it helps you keep time, kind of like how you might tap your foot to a song while you're listening to it. The most useful part is that you can choose what speed you want to go, and this is the secret ingredient to what's going to help you learn guitar faster. So first of all, let's cover how a metronome works. So once you turn it on, you can adjust the speed of the clicking by either increasing or decreasing the number that's displaying. So remember in our first episode, we practiced going from the G to C-add-9 chords and we were strumming down 4 times for each chord. Now, if you need a refresher or want more practice on that, make sure to visit my first episode again. All right, so today we're gonna add a brand new chord that's pretty easy to transition to, but first let's start with our G chord that we learned last time. Now remember, to switch to your next chord, which is C-add-9, you just wanna take these 2 fingers and move them down 1 string each. So now we have our C-add-9 chord. Awesome. And so today's new chord we're going to learn is super simple. All you have to do is take off your middle finger and then move your index finger down 1 more string. Okay? So it sounds like this. And something you'll notice is I'm not playing these top 2 strings. We're only strumming the bottom 4. This is our D suspended chord, or D sus4 chord for short. It's basically just a variation of a D chord. And so now you can see when we're switching between our C-add-9 and our D sus4, it's a super easy transition. All we have to do is take off your middle finger and move your first finger down. So now let's go ahead and practice this new D sus4 chord a little bit more, but with our metronome set to 50 beats per minute. So now what we want to do is keep that 4 down strum pattern just like last time, except now we're going to be strumming to the beat of the metronome, like this. 1 and 2 and ready, go. Down, 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 down. Great. So what we just played is called a measure in music. Lots of popular songs today use 4 beats in 1 measure, just like how we just did it. So now let's go ahead and try to transition between our C-add-9 and our new D sus4 chord, but again, we're going to do this to the beat of the metronome. Here, I'll show you. 1 and 2 and ready, go. C, 2, 3, 4, switch to D. 2, 3, 4, back to C, 2, to D. 2, 3, 4. Hop in. Try this with me now. Back to D. 2, 3, 4. Work on those transitions. And concentrate on playing to the beat of the metronome. So how did that go? If you found it a little bit too difficult, no worries. That just means that 50 beats per minute is a little bit too fast for you right now. And that's fine because that's what our metronome is for. I found over the years that using a metronome really helps to push you just a little bit to challenge you, but not so much that it overwhelms you as long as you choose the right speed. So how do you know what the right speed is for you? Well, I like to think about it in 3 little stages. The first stage is when your metronome is too slow. So this means that you're hitting every single one of those beats right on the beat, super easy for you. You might even feel yourself getting a little bored because you're not getting challenged at all. It's kind of like you're learning to drive, but all you can do is drive around in circles. Not productive, not challenging. The second stage is when your metronome is too fast. So you might be noticing that when you're practicing, you're missing almost every single beat, you're getting really frustrated, and you might even be thinking about quitting because you're so frustrated. This is because you might be jumping too far ahead and you haven't developed the muscle memory yet. It's kind of like a beginner driver trying to merge onto a busy highway at 80 miles per hour for the very first time. It's way too much, too fast. Not productive, too challenging. Terrifying, actually. The third stage is when your metronome is just right. That means when you're practicing, you're hitting most of the beats and you might miss a few every now and then. This is kind of like the sweet spot you should aim to practice in because it's not so easy that you don't feel challenged, but it's also not so hard that you feel like quitting. So think about a new driver practicing driving in a neighborhood. There are some challenges like having to watch out for some kids playing in the street or maybe your neighbor's dog getting loose, but it's nothing you can't handle. So now that you know how to use a metronome, go ahead and pause the video to find your just right speed. And then once you find it, use it to practice through the 3 chords that we've already learned in this series. And remember that even though we learned them in this order, that doesn't mean you're always going to be playing them in this order. So pause on this next screen and practice your transitions with your metronome for all of the chord progressions I have listed. Welcome back! Did you actually pause and practice? If not, it's not too late. Make sure you feel comfortable with those transitions listed on the previous screen because now we're gonna kick it up a notch. So far, we've been practicing playing 4 down strums for every chord. Like I said in the last video, this is a great strumming pattern to start with, and now I get to show you how we can dress it up without changing a thing. How, you ask? We're gonna use our left hand to change chords more frequently while our right hand stays exactly the same. Let's take this for example. Right now I have 4 down strums on screen. In the first video, we practiced this with our G chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we practiced switching to our C chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. Today, we added our D chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I want to challenge you, and instead of staying on the same chords for all 4 of these down strums, I want you to try and switch chords throughout it. So we have our G chord on the first 2 down strums and our C add 9 chord on the last 2. Like this. Okay, your turn. Let's try it together. 1, 2, ready, go. G, G, C, C. Awesome. Okay, now let's try this one. As you can see, we've got C add 9 for our first 2 down strums, and then we go to D sus4 for our last 2. 1, 2, ready, go. Great job. Okay, how about this one? We've got G on our first 2 and then a D sus4 on our last 2. You ready? 1, 2, ready, go. If any of this is too difficult for you to keep up with right now, make sure to go back to this time and pause the screen to practice these transitions at your own tempo. Okay, now that you get the idea, let's try something harder. Let's try this one to the beat of the metronome. It should sound like this. How did you do? These are getting trickier because now we're practicing between all 3 chords. Let's try this one. Great job. Okay, let's just try one more. Awesome. Again, if any of this is too hard for you to keep up with right now, it's probably because you're not used to those transitions yet. So make sure to go back to this time and pause and practice. Once you're comfortable with making those transitions, you can use your metronome to practice speeding it up until you can reach 70 beats per minute, which is what we'll be using for the last part of this video. So now that you know we can sometimes switch chords inside a strumming pattern, I'm going to put a whole series of measures on screen for you to try. 1, 2, ready, go. Thanks so much for making it to the end of the video. I'm so proud of you for playing even more songs, and I hope that you see the progress you're making with your guitar. If you liked this video and you feel like it's helping you, make sure to give me a thumbs up down below as well as to subscribe to my channel. That way you never miss out. It sure would be nice to continue seeing you around, but again, if I haven't convinced you to subscribe yet, at least check out the next video in this series where I will slowly but surely teach you guys how to play your guitar one video at a time. Anyways, thanks for watching. I hope this helped and I will see you in the next one. Bye!